Hi everybody, it's Friday and I've got some journals to share. This first one has got, let me see. Every day, beautiful people in it. I guess is what you call it. I haven't named it, but this is a new kit that I've made on my computer, and it's got a real pretty cover with some embroidery going on here, and doily parts and some laces and a pretty bow with a pretty lady. It's a chunky monkey. And the tie's done in a linen and it's stitched in creams and browns. And going inside, I did a lace pocket with a khaki background and part of a doily and a seam binding flower. A pretty image here, a little flower with a brad. And on the inside, I put this card. Opens up so you can write here and on the back. And then this, it tucks into it. Oh, pretty. Pretty, pretty. I'll tie that up later. Real pretty florals in this one and the stitching. And here's a little postcard image with some seam binding hanging out the top and the bottom with a gold flower. And this is a pocket that I didn't stuff. Go figure. And it's made from an envelope. And this lifts up. And you have a tuck spot here. And then you have two cards here on the inside. And just a piece of coffee dyed paper. And then I just backed it with some French dictionary paper. In there. And you get in there. And then that tucks up under here. And like I said, this over here too is a tuck spot that I'll fill in. Just can't seem to get through a video without having one or two spots. Maybe 3 or 4 this time. I don't know. A pretty image here. And then it's got the matching fabric from the cover. Doily and a cutout here. And a pretty image with some seam binding lace. And it opens up. This is cardstock. So it's a little bit heavier to write on. Some laces and a bow. And this is a short page and it's a little tuck spot. 2 cards in it. And some seam binding. Another tuck spot with a lace. Little lace and an image with a cutout. And then I just put a piece of paper in there. Love how that looks together. More stitching. Nice place for writing. This is a tuck spot here with 2 cards in it. It's a coffee, made out of a coffee filter, and it's got some fabrics and part of a dictionary page, but it opens up and it's a pocket that you can store something in if you want. I left it empty. And then this is a tuck spot up here with a real pretty image. And then over here I've got a little circle with some fabrics and part of a doily and a little rose. A real pretty image of lady washing clothes. And then I put a cute little card in there, and then one of these thingies y'all know that I like to make. And then the seam binding running down the edge. Nice place for journaling here. A little mini turnout. This is a tuck spot here with a little card behind it. And a cutout here with some different fabrics. And this is the lace from the other side here. And this is a seam binding flower with some fabrics and part of a little crochet doily. And 2 little cards. Another. I like these 2 together. Another pretty image here that's a tuck spot. And this is three things. No, it's two things that are joined together here. And then, of course, you have that other one. And that goes right there. Beautiful picture of a girl and a little mini. And I did it again. I knew it. There's two. A little envelope with a tag. And some sari silk and a gold bow. This is a tuck spot. I mean a belly band here with the stitching from the other side that I thought was pretty. I'll put that behind. I don't know if y'all can hear Sammy Jo snoring in the background. But she's right here at my feet. Over here is a pocket, and it matches the inside cover pocket, and it's got some laces and a pretty image. Some stitching, double stitching there. Some coffee dyed cards. It's got a little stenciling on it. More stitching. Another pocket that matches the inside cover here. A pretty background, a little extra stitching. Kind of went crazy with the stitching in this one. Some sari silk here and some laces. I just love that. And seam binding up at the top. Two cards. Little tuck spot over here. It's part of a book page in different fabrics and a yarn rose. And this is the same fabric as the cover. And this is one of those pages that folds out. It's got a little mini pocket here. This is part of a doily and some seam binding and a die cut there. A little pocket. And then it opens up. So you have space for journaling. Some more seam binding running down here. This is a little tuck spot. Got some stitching around it. That's just there for pretty. Lace. Pretty lace. I couldn't find where I'd found it. So that's going to be the end of it here shortly. Some fabrics and some gold, part of a gold bow. Part of a gold bow. It's a gold bow. Big card for writing there. Here's another little mini, and that doesn't have anything behind it. A little mini envelope with a rosebud and part of a die cut there with a little thing for inside. Some different fabrics and part of a die cut. A seam binding bow with some lace. And a little card. And this is another coffee filter dyed coffee filter that's been coffee stained. There we go. With some book pages and some laces and some sari silk. And you can put in what you want there. A little pocket. That's just there for pretty. A little rosebud and some sari silk. A little tuck spot here with some fabrics for pretty image. Another tuck spot up here. And the seam binding. And a cutout there. A little pocket here, a lace pocket. With a pretty image and some sari silk there, and I put in two little cards. Couldn't make them too big or they'd stick way out here, so. Besides, I love those minis. Seam binding up here with a little mini pocket and a sari ribbon, seam binding ribbon with a little gold bow in it. And two little mini cards. Love those. Love those. And then over here is part of a cutout and some different fabrics and some laces and a pretty image. And this is a tuck spot here, and it's got some fabrics on it and some French back there. And a little card that I just smashed. And it tucks right in. Another pretty image with the seam binding, and it's the stitching from the other side. And here we are at the back. It's the same as the front. It's got the doily with the seam binding flower and the little rose petal, a little mini flower up here with a brad. And then I just put in this is like a photo mat. You could put your photo here and then write about it on the back. Little rose up here with some pretty yarn. And real pretty white liner, inside lining. It really does go pretty together. And there's the back again. Threads everywhere. And there's the front. I want to thank y'all so much for being here with me today, and I will see you very shortly in the next video. Bye-bye, y'all.